With tons of sun and year-round warmth, a pool and outdoor living space can be the most popular spot in a Florida home. Today on Ready, Set, Renovate, we see a backyard makeover that pushes the family fun into full swing. Well, this is a beautiful neighborhood. I can see why you would want to stay here and renovate as opposed to, find something new. Dane and Judy Cornell built this 10,000 square foot home when their children were still in school. 17 years later, they're ready for a change.
We did look outside because we were thinking about downsizing the home a little bit, and we couldn't find a lot or a neighborhood that was appealing to us as much as this is. So, so we're staying put.
So then this is the opposite of downsizing. You're getting a bigger, better outdoor area.
That's normally what happens.
To us,
to us, yes.
They've spent many happy hours in this beautiful backyard, but they wanted to bring it in line with the rest of the home's upgrades, as well as their current lifestyle.
We've went through a number of things, updating systems and things that get aged out, and the pool is in that same similar position. So we decided to, instead of just changing out the equipment, let's rethink the whole thing, and would we like to reshape the backyard for the grandkids that are coming up now that live very close to us.
They'll need every bit of their 5-month timeline to reconfigure the entire layout.
The pool and the spa were built separate in separate locations. So the spa was built over by the master bedroom, and then the pool was directly in the backyard. So we wanted to put the two back together. We also wanted to have a waiting shelf for the young grandkids. We have 2 and 3 now, so they can wait around in the pool and have a couple chairs, lounge chairs in there.
As a professional designer, Judy will punch up the wow factor with pattern and color.
The wide cabana stripe in the aquas and whites and navies and whites, sort of like the South Beach cabana style. So that, playing off of that, then my accent colors are like the pops of orange and yellow everywhere. And then a lot of pots that will be probably almost as tall as me with lots of floral. So the floral will play a large part in the design.
Speaking of flowers, her beloved hydrangeas next to the cabana aren't going anywhere.
These hydrangeas are about 8 or 10 years old now, and they just you just cut them back and they just keep getting better and better each year. I love taking pictures of them in the summertime because they look better than the ones we can buy in the grocery store, so I'm proud of them.
What happens if those workers mess with your hydrangea?
Off with their heads.
Well, we've had many discussions about how that's going to be sectioned off, and even during construction they will cover that.
The whole project is expected to cost around $250,000, but if history repeats itself, that could change.
I usually blow the budget more than she does.
You do?
Yes.
This is kind of unusual in the relationship.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Why is that, Judy?
I feel that it's because I kind of know what I want, and I'm easy to stop there. But like he said, that he's willing to go outside the box and see, well, it's going to cost more to do these things later. So let's do all the extra things now that we didn't think about before.
And Judy and I work well together. She has her part, I have my part, which is the budget buster side of it. So, yeah, it's all good.
It's demo day, and once Judy's hydrangeas are protected, the construction team brings in the big guns. It will take at least a week for the hydraulic hammers to clear out the pool and stone patio. Work on the cabana begins as well. With the old cabinets gone and the roof off, the easy part of the demo is over. The tedious job of sawing through the concrete block and stone floor will be done by hand, so as not to damage the back wall of the existing structure. The team also starts leveling the ground to prepare for framing on the new, much larger cabana. A few days later, project manager Ryan St. John is happy with his team's progress. It's just gone, Ryan.
Yeah, absolutely. With about a week's time, we were able to demo the pool out completely and get it out so that way our new pool company can start laying out what the design is going to be of the new pool, and then we can start to steel and shoot that and get it in.
We are standing at the edge of what is going to be the new infinity pool, and walking down in here, I mean, this is going to be pretty deep.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously the grade change will adjust slightly, but yeah, they've got a pool here that's going to be a really decent size and really large. large. It will actually be, I want to say, slightly larger than the original pool was here in terms of its overall length. Its width will stay generally the same, and then we obviously bring the whirlpool from where it was over there and attach it now to the pool.
As far as like the color and the texture of the pool, what's it gonna look like?
They've picked out a blue color, so they've chosen a blue finish for the interior of the pool with a blue waterline tile that'll go along the edge below the coping as well.
Ryan says managing renovations in gated communities like this one requires special handling.
In this setting, our biggest issue is just access for our machinery. The access we have is on the one side of the house here, and there's only about 8 to 8.5 feet of width. So that's really the hardest thing that we have to deal with.
You do have to deal with the neighbors sometimes. Have you had any complaints from the surrounding homes?
No, thankfully, before we start a project, I try to meet the neighbors, introduce myself to them,
Right.
give them
Good
my
plan.
business cards. So I try to give them a person to contact and know that we'll be ready to help them and remedy whatever situation we might have caused.
Kiss some babies and shake some hands, right?
Always the case.
Are we on time and are we on budget?
We are actually ahead of schedule right now, which is a
What?
curse for me to tell at this point in time. But we're probably running about 3 or 4 days ahead of where we thought we would be at this time. So far, we are staying on budget in everything that we have done. We haven't gotten into all of our finishes yet, so that tends to be where those overages can come in at.
Coming up next on Ready, Set, Renovate, the Budget Buster makes his mark.
Some of the things that we've sort of blown the budget on are upgrades and materials and different things.
Hey guys, we're here with Tat Granata from Florida Home Improvement Associates on a big window install. This homeowner is pretty excited that she's getting all new windows.
Yeah, it's going to make a big difference. There was a lot of things she wanted to change about her windows, so she's going to be really happy with the decision she made.
If she'd seen this, she definitely wanted to change this. This is a piece of wood that's been in here for quite a while. This house was built in the late 60s. You can see the water damage up here. The caulk is all broken up, and this is where you start to have problems.
Yeah, and that was one of the things that she was concerned about. The windows weren't sealed properly, and we don't know for how long they weren't sealed properly, but she was starting to see signs on the interior of the home that she really needed to change out. And when we removed the window, you can really see that there was significant water damage and weathering towards the wood that was in there.
Right, so that one's going in the trash, and she has all new pressure-treated wood on the interior framing of the window.
Yeah, we put that in. We just finished that part of the installation. That way we can, what we're installing the windows to, we're going to adhere to something that's really strong and make sure that it's also waterproofed and that she doesn't have those same problems once we're done.
Right, well, and the first thing your guys did, you can see through the window here that they put up plastic, and it's all over the house because it's sort of like the Hippocratic Oath for doctors, right? At first, do no harm. So you can't mess anything up in the house, and your guys are extremely careful about that.
And it's probably the one thing that we hear the most from the homeowners when we are doing the installations. Their expectations were, because it is construction, we're removing windows and we're doing a lot of work, that they think it's going to be a lot of dust and debris, and they're really happy with how well the area gets contained and they're able to stay in the home and really not have the dirt and the mess associated with a lot of these construction projects.
All right, well, at the end of today, she's going to have brand new double pane windows that will bring her added security and safety, and it's going to make this cute little house look even better.
Yeah, for sure. She's going to really be happy with how everything turned out, for sure.
All right, thanks so much, Tat Granata from Florida Home Improvement Associates. If you'd like more information, you can visit FHAproducts.com.
At Farah and Farah, we judge our success by your success, because it's not about us, it's all about you. Farah and Farah, protecting you and your family.
When your day is racing by, when there's an important local story that needs to be told, when you're ready to take a moment to catch up at the end of your day, watch News 4 Jax every night at 5 and 6. Focused on breaking news, who bring stories to life that you just can't get on a phone. Local voices who know what you care about, who are better prepared to explain why those stories matter to you. When you want a news team who understands why local is what matters most, watch News 4 Jax every night starting at 5.
Today, funeral costs average over $10,000 and are expected to be over $30,000 in 20 years. With these rising costs, seniors must ask themselves these important questions. Can my family pay a funeral bill possibly as high as $30,000? Would my funeral place a financial burden on my loved ones? How can I protect my family from this unavoidable expense? Senior Life Insurance Company offers state-regulated life insurance plans to help cover your funeral expenses. With plans around $12 a month, covering your funeral expenses has never been more affordable. your low rate is also locked in for life. You can also not be turned down for any health reason. We cover seniors with many common conditions like diabetes, high blood pressure, or arthritis. This is all done with no medical exam. Protect your family with life insurance from Senior Life. Call the number for free information with no obligation. Make the free call now.
I love doing my show because it's about true human connection. We're apart, but we're still one family.
Weekdays at 3 on Channel 4. Right now is different for everyone. We've all had to adjust, but our spirit will not be broken. Even when we struggle, we find ways to take care of others. Our kids' lives have turned upside down, but that hasn't stopped us from celebrating their achievements. That's what we do. We never give up. That's Jacksonville Pride, and News 4 Jax is right there, moving forward together every step of the way with people you know and trust. Channel 4 is the local station.
With constant upkeep on their 10,000 square foot estate, Dane and Judy Cornell have become pros at home improvements.
It's fun. I mean, we like projects, those kind of projects, and Judy and I work well together.
But when they decided to give their pool and backyard a makeover, they found the demo phase a little jarring.
The house was shaking.
Yeah.
Jackhammers were everywhere. I'd never seen a jackhammer that big.
The demo was quite an ordeal and noisy and messy, and but this part, this part is it's coming along nice now. You're starting to see shape of what we visualized and looked on the plans, and yeah, we're pretty excited about it.
Dane has also pushed beyond the $250,000 budget with a new design element.
He wants a fire and water feature.
Yeah.
So that's...
Yeah, we added that. That'll be at the end of the pool. It'll be a water trough that water spills out, and on top of it, you'll have this rock and fire feature on top of it. So it blends both the water and the sound, and then the fire at night. So I think it's going to be pretty cool.
The new design feature will add about $5,000 to the cost of the project, but thankfully, it didn't call for a redo on the steel framework that was nearly finished. Project manager Ryan is excited to move forward.
The next phase of work on the pool is the actual shooting of the gunite, or sort of the skin that forms the structure. It's a process that'll take about 2 days. The material itself is a mix of cement, sand, and aggregate that comes on trucks. It's a dry product that's then moved through tubes, and then with water that is added before it is shot onto the actual structure of the rebar and material that you see here that goes on. The process on a pool of this size will take anywhere from 6 to 8 hours. With the rain that we're expecting today, it may actually take us 2 days, so that way we can make sure that there are no issues. And it'll take about a day or two to cure once the process is finished. So the next step after the gunite is finished is we actually have to backfill all of the dirt that you see here around the frame of the pool. Once that is done and we've compacted and set our grade, the pool plumber will actually come in and begin running his lines back to the location where the pool equipment is going to be stored. The pool then has to be grounded to prevent any kind of potential electrical issues that are there. And then once that happens, we'll begin setting the coping tile around the edge of the pool and begin finishing the interior of the pool and the rest of the backyard.
The Cornells want a fresh take on the landscaping. They just haven't decided what that will include.
I don't think we have that figured out yet, do we?
No, I don't think so. But it's definitely, we're going to get away from some of the traditional plants that have been planted here for years and years and years, and try to get into some of the new varieties that the nurseries are coming up with. That we want a mixture of color, low maintenance, and greenery too. So yeah, so I think it's going to be enjoyable to go through that process, because both of us like to create that part of it.
While Dane and Judy work on the landscape design, the gunite has had enough time to cure, and the tile work along the water line begins. The rectangular glass tiles in shades of blue add some sparkle to the look. Back in the cabana, the team has the cabinets in and is making progress on the ceiling.
And they did this beautiful woodwork up in the top of it.
Yeah, correct. It's a tongue and groove ceiling that we put in here for them. And you can see we've got the crown molding here that's going to actually go up around the perimeter of the ceiling, and we'll be able to use LED lights then to cast lighting across the ceiling in the evening time for them.
It's a really nice decorative touch. A lot of people would ask the question, is it okay to have wood like this outside?
Yes, and the answer, it is a very good question here in Florida with the specific particular wood that you use. So this is a cypress material, so it's meant to be outside. It will not rot. It's weather resistant, takes stain very well, and will hold up to the rigors of our weather.
In the meantime, the stone and pavers for the pool deck have arrived. The team will start the prep work and hope the rain stays away.
So when you're doing a pool deck or pavers anywhere, you have to really prep the groundwork, compact it, and grade it so that all the pavers end up level and even and don't settle over time. When you have a rainstorm after that, it tends to wash out the areas, and you need to go back in and recompact and then regrade them all again. Otherwise, sometime in the future, you're going to start to have some settling and sinking issues in the pavers that you'll need to repair.
With the renovation nearing the 6-month mark, Dane and Judy are hoping for a smooth run to the finish.
We live in the backyard.
Yeah, we do.
And so we haven't had it for a while, so we're very excited to get completed and get sort of back to normal.
I'm anxious to see all the color, you know, the tiles that we picked out and everything, how it comes together just like a house. One sunny afternoon with all the pots planted and just everybody out enjoying the pool. I'm anxious to see that in action.
But Mother Nature may put their plans on hold. Coming up next on Ready, Set, Renovate.
During the rainy season, you get a lot of the heavy rainstorms, and when they come in, it tends to run everybody off for a day. They also tend to cause a little bit of damage that we need to repair before we can get back to doing everything.
When faced with Hurricane Michael, one product stood strong.
Our windows helped that house survive by withstanding an impact. The testing protocol calls for the product to be impacted by some form of windborne debris, flying debris. Then it has to get cycled with negative and positive pressure, 4,500 times one way, 4,500 times the other way, and then the window still has to operate after that. Our windows were hit by windborne debris. The glass cracked, but the windows still operated. They did what they were supposed to do and protected the home.
To learn more about custom window systems, visit cws.cc.
Boss, have you seen the latest report with the effects of chewing tobacco? Let me see. Yuck! Nobody wants to see that. Watson, you know how I do this job. I ignore the consequences. Even the nearly 7 million people worldwide dying yearly from smoking and chewing tobacco? I said ignore, Watson. What are you, a dummy?
Tobacco is no joke. It's so deadly they need you to replace dying smokers. Learn more at thefactsnow.com.
13 years of schooling. Almost to the finish line, but stopped just before the celebration.
The class of 2020 is a special class. We are the first and only class to finish our senior year online and have a virtual send-off into the next step of our lives.
There is no graduating class in our nation's history that has carried themselves with the fervor and resiliency that you all have shown.
2020, it is our time to rise. Each of you are destined for something so much greater than what we can see right now.
It's time to apply the lessons we've learned over these past 4 years to become the revolutionaries we were taught to be.
No matter what we are faced with, we will always overcome. Sometimes life takes you on a journey and it isn't what you pictured.
We are truly going out with a bang, and our class will always be remembered.
Pick yourself up, dust it off, and keep going. Nothing in this world can stop you.
Brightest and best on Channel 4. If you get your news on Facebook, important local stories could get lost in the timeline. Don't let Facebook decide what news you see. Stay connected with News4Jax on Facebook Messenger and get the latest coronavirus updates directly to your inbox. Go to the News4Jax page, tap the message button, then choose coronavirus. News4Jax will DM you a personalized news feed every day. Get the news you need without ever touching the timeline. Moving forward together with News4Jax on Facebook Messenger.
You may feel like you're walking into a new world. You may wonder, how do I protect my family now? Or where do I even start? News4Jax has the answers you need to get back up on your feet. How to get the stimulus money you need faster. Where to find affordable food, helping you take back your life. If you find yourself wondering where to turn, News4Jax is always here. The local station, moving forward together.
With the decorative tile work complete, the pool is full of cool, inviting water. And the Cornells like what they see.
It fits the space better than what we had before, like Dane said earlier, that we could customize what we use the pool for and still incorporate a lot of yard and plants.
The team was on schedule, but they ran into a battle with Mother Nature when they tried to finish up the pavers.
And the weather wasn't exactly cooperating. We had several days of rain in a row, and that is a construction project's worst nightmare. You got pushed back a little bit.
It is, and it's one of the things we always try to plan for, but with the rainy season that happens here in the summer, there's always that risk of continuous storms and rain that delay outdoor projects considerably.
Right, and especially when you're doing such a huge area like this where, you know, all of the dirt underneath was exposed and you guys were laying new pool decking and things like that. How does that compromise the work site when it's all wet?
Well, so what happens for a pool deck and pavers that you go to install, all of that ground is prepped and graded and compacted. So if it begins to rain and the rains get very heavy, all of that work sort of gets compromised and you have to redo it all again before you can set the pavers, or there is a potential for those pavers to sink and or shift over time instead of holding as a solid surface.
So everything kind of dried out. You were able to get the pool deck in here. It looks really, really nice.
Yeah, we were able to get it all in properly once we had a couple of days that allowed us to do so, and it's come together with the pattern and everything that they were looking for, and everybody seems very happy with it.
With the pool and decking complete, the team will spend the next few days on the cabana.
What's left to do in here?
So inside here, we still have to finish putting up some of the trim, including the crown molding that's here.
Right.
That will go up around the ceiling to help hide the LED tape lighting that's going to be used to illuminate our tongue and groove ceiling. We've still got to paint our cabinets, install our countertops, appliances, and backsplash to get everything finished here.
The most awesome part about this is they're going to be able to use this space regardless of the bug situation in Florida because they'll have these screens that come down.
That's exactly right. The 3 openings that are here on the cabana all have a retractable screen inside of them. So you'll be able to lower them if it's getting really bad and buggy out here and you want to keep separated, or on beautiful days you can open them up and have free reign through the pool and back inside the cabana.
Basically, your punch list is you've got to do the landscaping, you've got to finish up here in the pool cabana, and you're pretty much done.
Yes, correct. We are in the very final stretches of it.
How much longer?
We're expecting in 2 weeks we will have everything finished, our punch list completed, and the homeowners able to use the grill and the pool for their use.
Okay, and they're going to have a big party. From what I heard, they're going to have their first pool party, so let's hope we get an invite, right?
I'm going to keep my fingers crossed.
All right.
Coming up next on Ready, Set, Renovate, we see who's on the top of the guest list.
The grandsons are at the age where we're from, like Judy said, from 2 to 19, so you get a variety of things that they like to
Activities,
do.
yeah.
But definitely the smaller ones, it's so much fun to be, you know, you play catch with them, you teach them how to do flips off the side of the pool, you have Nerf gun fights, you have squirt gun fights, so, I mean, I'm really looking forward to enjoying that with the kids.
I picture myself being the cheerleader on the side, watching them Nerf gun fight, and I've got a little umbrella with my drink, and I'm just sitting in the pool.
Are you worried about hurricane season? Do your old windows make your house feel unsafe? Impact Windows and Doors can help secure your home and save you money. Call the trusted experts at FHIA and schedule your free in-home estimate today. Take advantage of 0 down, 100% financing, and payments as low as $189 per month. Learn why over 40,000 families have trusted their homes to FHIA. Call to schedule your free in-home estimate today.
It's good to get a little more. And with Xfinity, you get more from your internet, like advanced security for all your devices, plus an Xfinity Flex 4K streaming device, now included. It puts all your favorite streaming apps in one place, and it comes with NBC Universal's Peacock, so you can watch tons of iconic movies, shows, sports, and more at no extra cost. That's internet and then some. Get started with Xfinity Internet and enjoy tons of content at no extra cost with Xfinity Flex plus Peacock Premium. Click or call today.
After a prolonged rain delay and a few design changes, the construction team is in the final days of this massive backyard renovation.
It's always great to see a project come to a close and hopefully have a happy homeowner at the end of it.
Hey, how are you guys?
Good morning.
Good. It's finally finished.
Yes, we're happy.
I can imagine. It's been a long time coming. First things first, let's talk about these beautiful hydrangea. It had been here for years and years, and you were afraid with all the construction materials coming back and forth that they were going to get ruined. Doesn't look like it. They're gorgeous.
They did a great job with all the dust and construction, and they kept them covered for me.
So pretty. You could start your own floral business right here.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
All right, I cannot wait to see the rest of it. Give me the grand tour. You guys had a beautiful backyard and a beautiful pool to begin with, but this is just next level.
It turned out more than what we expected. You know, when you see something on a plan, that's just the drawing and the colors and how everything turned out with the fire feature and the new cabana. It's awesome. We love it.
If you remember, we had the jacuzzi over on, so it was
Right.
a separate area. And we wanted to pull everything together, brought some water feature into it. We sort of made it kid-friendly for the little grandkids that we have now. They're 2 and 4, and put a little swim shelf out there for them. We accomplished a lot of things by bringing everything together in one spot.
They love all the levels. They love all of the different activities you can do in the pool. And it's really just based on the design. But of course, they found ways to jump off of things, and everything's safe. We don't feel unsafe about anything that they want to do in here.
You did something very interesting here over on the steps. These little turtles, they're so cute.
We did. We decided we wanted a little whimsy in the pool. They kind of like shimmer in the sunshine.
And I bet the grandkids were infatuated with that, right?
They were. They didn't see anything back here except when the turtles went in.
I bet.
Had to go check on the turtles. We had to research those particular chairs because the water line comes up 8 or 9 inches, so we didn't want the chair inside the water. So obviously that took a little bit to get the chair out of the water, but still in the water, but you're not sitting in the water.
The pool cabana is nearly double the size of the original, making it the perfect space for weekends with family and friends.
The entertainment area is much bigger. Well, now there's a big sitting area to sit and lounge, have a glass of wine, whatever. We have the screens that come down. When it's buggy, mosquito-y, we did a nice tongue and groove ceiling and then tried to keep incorporating the blue with fabrics. New bar, new grill.
And you have this beautiful summer kitchen with a nice seating area. You have the screens that come down, the misters. I mean, you could just move out of the house forever, right?
We could. The misters are really happening right this time of the year.
Right.
In August, we have used them every afternoon that we're out here, and it just seems like it cools the air immediately. It's not. They don't get wet. I thought we would kind of feel wetness. Not at all.
Design-wise, what is your eye drawn to every time you come out here?
Those cement, concrete tiles just pop the whole place.
We ended up about 2 months delayed. 1 month, close to 1 month was weather related, and then some of the other, we made some changes during the process that held up some of the progress in some other areas. So we did some of the delay ourselves by adding things, and then the weather didn't cooperate. When you get into it and you start seeing things develop, you start saying, well, I'd really like to have something here or there. We probably came in 20% higher than what we thought.
I think that it will be a major part of memories for us, and we love to live outside, so I think that it's going to be real important, and it'll be a lot of fun for them too.
They love to swim. They're like little fishes, and we're gonna have a lot of fun many years with this pool area.
If you would like more information about our show, please visit us at ReadySetRenovate.com.